Hey guys, I just got done moving a good portion of my collection, pretty much my entire Super Nintendo and Super Famicom collection, Saturn collection, and PS1 collection, from one spot to another, and somehow got it to all fit right inside here. And I figured it'd be kind of cool just to take a little look, just a small cursory look. Saturn games kind of all on the top with all the Super Nintendo games and Super Famicom stuff all on the bottom. Some PlayStation here as well. Not a good game, but it is awfully fun. Fantastic game and still fun. This is an interesting title. Another really bad game. I've got a couple boxed Super Famicom games here. The Last Battle, which is, I think I got for like $7. Oh, I'm gonna forget the name of this. It's like Reunite something, something, something. Interesting, kind of Zelda type style RPG. Pretty cool. Other boxed games. Is this all of them? Yeah, it is. They're just about. I've talked about this one already. Why am I spacing on the name? This is an interesting game. It is Konami Wrestling Max Voltage something, something, something. Be a lot better if, you know, I remember the titles to these games. This is a really interesting wrestling game I'll definitely talk about in the future. On Battle Racers. My wonderfully cigarette-smelling Battle Racers. Complete in box. Alright, I'm going to move some of these Saturn games so we can get a look at all the Super Famicom and Super Nintendo games underneath. Dynamite Deca, what a great game. This is a fascinating game I'll talk about at some point in the future. Ooh, speaking of more, Akagawa Jiro. It's like a, I don't know, I guess more like a text adventure with some pictures thrown in there. Horror game, it's interesting. There's Panic in Nakiyoshi World. Reproduction, but I don't really care about that. Oh no. Oh, what we got here? Dead or Alive. Blueseed. What a fantastic anime. I think I've got the full series over there. Interesting Saturn RPG for sure. Sonic Racing. Pick up the Japanese version of this. It's like $5. Probably more now, but I got this for $5. Since this is just a wonderfully dumb, fun game to play, especially after you've had a few drinks. This is a terrible game. I can't remember what it's called, like Punch or something like that here, but it's the sequel to Pretty Fighter on the Super Nintendo and Saturn. Game Paradise. I'm not a One Piece fan at all, but I did pick up this super cheap fighting game for, I think it was like $13, because a friend of mine is a really big fan, and I figured, you know, why not? Got to play it, and it's decent. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Super Smash Bros. A little bit. Also reminds me of, where is it? If it's down here, it also reminds me of the Inuyasha fighting game for the PS1. Link will Live Restore. What a great looking game. Gorgeous. Still have not played all the way through it, but it's a fun game. Smackdown 1. What's we got here? Silent Hill with terrible printed out cover art. WCW Nitro doesn't work. Alien Resurrection is a fantastic FPS for the PlayStation 1. I believe it's probably the first game that introduced using dual analog sticks. Great game. Burning Fest Final. Oscar won 20%. This is probably one of the best fighting games ever made, in my opinion. I want to say Giant Bomb also agrees with that to a certain degree. Well, this is all of the Super Famicom games I own. There's a couple boxes missing that are upstairs in this house. I believe like 2 boxed games. I'm just gonna pull out a couple to show them around, because I do intend to make a full video of my entire collection one day. Funny I pulled this game out. You'll see this one soon. Probably my second favorite game of all time. Go Super Mikami. UFO Ramen. weird, terrible beat 'em up, but for $1, it's an interesting curiosity. Hammer and Harry, I'll talk about this. Best puzzle game ever made. That's hard to say, but I'm gonna say that's my favorite Castlevania. Here's another game we've done on the show. Decent little game. Speaking of games I've done on the show, here's another one. Talk about this at some point. But yeah, this is just pretty much my entire Super Famicom and Super Nintendo collection. It's very clear by the numbers here that I import a lot more than I do really anything else. Ooh, Clock Tower, fantastic. Reproduction from the now defunct Time Walk games. Oh, speaking of great games, Gundam Wing Endless Duel, also done on the channel. UN Squadron, I picked this up in North Carolina for $5, and that's definitely goes for more. Ooh, Joe and Mac, you'll hear me talk about this sometime in the future. Oh, here's a super nostalgic game for me. Mystic Quest. I absolutely love Mystic Quest, and with nostalgic games on the mind, Earthbound, my holy grail. This is a legit copy. I wish I had the box and the game manual, but this is my favorite game of all time. I absolutely love Earthbound for many, many reasons. That is a review that will definitely happen someday, but it's one of those games that I just don't feel I can do justice. Anyways, that's kind of been a small look at my Super Famicom collection and Saturn and PlayStation collection.